NFL Total Access with Scott Hansen and Lindsay Rhodes, just shaking each other's hands before the show like we always do in front of the cameras.
2 days away, that we'll explain that coming up in just a bit. 2 days away from Thursday Night Football. Stop me if you've heard this one before. The undefeated Patriots, huge favorites against a scrappy Giants team. How are the Patriots preparing? As Mike Giardi explains, it might surprise you.
In advance of this week's Thursday Night Football game against the Giants, the Patriots won't have an actual practice, nor should they, considering they just played on Sunday. Their only actual event this week, a walkthrough today that lasted barely over an hour. But does this team even need it, especially the quarterback Tom Brady? Brady's been through this short week a couple times over the course of his career, and quite frankly, at this point, probably could do this in his sleep.
I've had a lot of practices. I mean, if you think probably 100 practices a year on average over the course of maybe more than that, 120 times 20 years, just professional, all through high school, college. So, you know, football, I would say, is very much like riding a bike for me now.
Of course, Brady didn't want to dismiss practice entirely, saying that as an offense, they continue to need to work together as a unit to build that trust and gain consistency. And that's been an issue that has bothered him to this point in the season, although you would never know by the end results. Of course, the Patriots a perfect 5-0. For more on their opponent this Thursday, the Giants, let's give it to Kim Jones in East Rutherford.
Thanks, Mike. Saquon Barkley looks like he could play on Thursday night, but the Giants' training staff may be cautious and hold him out. I asked Saquon if he understands that line of thinking.
Yes, because that's the mindset, that's the thing that we went with the team, I guess. That would be the mindset that they came up with and the decision that they came up with. Like I said, continue to be open-minded. That's one of the biggest things I wanted to do, is not come in and be closed-minded and be ignorant to the fact of the situation. Just trust the team and trust the process and trust myself and trust God and everything. So if that's a decision that they make, you know, I'm going to be all for it, and I'm going to be there no matter what, or however it is. I guess I'm going to be supporting my team.
Other injury notes for the Giants. Sterling Shepard sustained his second concussion in 5 weeks. He's out. Wayne Gallman also sustained a concussion on Sunday, almost certainly out. And Evan Engram has a knee injury. He may or may not be available Thursday night. That's an awful lot of firepower missing from Daniel Jones and the Giants offense.
That is a lot of their offense that she just mentioned there.
Go get them, kid.
Sean O'Hara, how do they go get them?
Yeah, it's a great question. Let me just first start with say I hope Saquon doesn't play, because you want to be smart with that, and one game is never worth seeing a guy go out there of Saquon's talent and possibly re-injuring it and missing it for the season. So for the New York Giants, how did they dethrone the New England Patriots that nobody's been able to dethrone yet this year? Well, look, they need some offensive firepower. Defensively, get to Tom Brady. I mean, that's how you did it in 42. That's how you did it in Super Bowl 46. Get pressure on him. Washington had 4 sacks in that game last week, so do that. But Daniel Jones is going to have to make some big throws. Now, Lindsay, Daniel has been really good on third down. You look last week, he was 6 for 11. He's completing like 66% of his third down throws right now. So that's really the recipe. He's going to have to stand in the pocket, which he has done since he took over for Eli. He has made some big throws with the dirty pocket. He's going to have to find a way to make Darius Slayton be that guy, because between Darius Slayton and Golden Tate, that's really their offensive firepower right now.
Darius Slayton, a different person than Darius Slay, who plays for the Lions, you know, in case that confused anybody.
A couple extra letters. There's a ton of extra letters.
So Darius Slayton's mom taught my son, my oldest son, in high school. So I've known Darius Slayton since he was a little kid.
Really?
Well, I say a little kid, but a high school football player down in Georgia. So he is a really good football player. But, Sean, when I look at this New England defense and, you know, the Giants team offensively, you know, you mentioned all the guys that are hurt. I don't know where the Giants go, because this defense is just loaded. When you talk about what they can do with their defensive line, with their linebackers, with their secondary, you know, Devin McCourty's a guy. You talk about Daniel Jones being the quarterback. Devin McCourty is my quarterback of the defense.
And he's a ball hawk.
A ball hawk. Has 4 interceptions through the early part of the season. And just watch the way he reads this quarterback eyes, man, and gets back, can go play that ball. Look, even if your corner makes a mistake, which their corners don't make a lot of mistakes, but when they they do, to have a guy like Devin McCourty in the back, just a seasoned veteran that's just been making plays. You know, you think that, you know, at a certain point, this guy's going to slow down. But the way Coach Belichick's been able to use him and the rest of these guys in that secondary and on his defense, it's amazing to watch. And, you know, speaking of Devin McCourty, I've ranked the top 5 DBs so far this season. I'm sorry, cornerbacks. And Stephon Gilmore, another one of those New England Patriot guys, is right out there on the top of my list. And so they're just so versatile with so many different guys and so many different weapons. It's guys that don't even necessarily play meaningful snaps that still come in when they're called on to make plays. And so, I mean, this New England defense is just spectacular to watch play. I was able to see him live.
That man, McCourty.
I know. I was
He's
able
so
to watch
smart.
him live.
You know where he
He's
went to
so
school?
smart. With Rutgers, right?
That's right. There you go.
You know he wouldn't bring it up if he went anywhere else.
You know what? But how about we haven't even talked about Jamie Collins. I mean, he's been one of the best linebackers in the league this year already. I mean, he's creating turnovers too. So, Lindsay, they're getting it done on all levels. The back end, like D'Angelo's talking about, Jamie Collins holding down in the middle, and they're getting after the quarterback.
Yes.
I mean, the sacks have shown up because of that great coverage. So they're really playing complementary football.
The depth on this team is crazy, right? They've got 7 guys in the secondary alone who have played more than half of this year's snaps. And the defense as a whole, they have 20 guys who have played at least 24% of the snaps. By contrast, the Giants have 12. So we'll see how that plays out tomorrow on TNF. The first game of the week. Kickoff is at 8:20, and we'll have a live Total Access post-game show as soon as the game is over.